Right at this moment, millions of people worldwide are stretching before exercising. But what if this is actually reducing your athletic performance and increasing injury risk? Today, we're uncovering the truth behind 50 years of wrong exercise knowledge. Did you know that the stretching you've been doing before workouts has actually been reducing your strength by up to 30%? We're about to reveal the amazing differences between pre- and post-exercise stretching and how to use them correctly. The hidden truth about pre-exercise stretching. Let's start with shocking research results. According to a study published by the American College of Sports Medicine, when comparing groups that did static stretching before exercise versus those that didn't, the stretching group showed an average 7% decrease in jump performance and up to 28% reduction in strength. Why does this happen? Static stretching elongates muscles and tendons, temporarily reducing muscle fiber elasticity. It's like continuously stretching a rubber band until it loses its bounce. When you start exercising in this state, muscles cannot generate optimal force. What's even more surprising is that pre-exercise static stretching shows no significant effect in preventing injuries. A large-scale study from the University of Sydney, involving 20,000 athletes, found no meaningful difference in injury rates between those who stretched before exercise and those who didn't. So was everything we learned completely wrong? Actually, stretching itself isn't bad. The problem lies in when and how we do it. What you should really do before exercise. So what should you do before exercising? The answer is dynamic warm-up. Dynamic warm-up means gradually increasing intensity while moving your body within your joints' range of motion. The key to dynamic warm-up is raising body temperature. For every degree your muscle temperature increases, strength and power increase by approximately 13%. Additionally, warmed muscles can receive oxygen and nutrients more efficiently, greatly improving exercise performance. Let me introduce the most effective dynamic warm-up methods. First is light aerobic exercise. Walk or jog lightly for 5 to 10 minutes to gradually increase heart rate. Second is joint mobility exercises. Activate major joints through shoulder rolls, arm circles, and leg swings. The important thing is to move smoothly without bouncing. Third are sport-specific movements. If you're playing basketball, practice shooting form. If you're playing tennis, slowly practice swing motions to pre-activate muscles you'll use in actual exercise. The amazing effects of post-exercise stretching. Now let's explore the real effects of post-exercise stretching. Stretching after exercise serves completely different purposes and effects than pre-exercise stretching. The first effect of post-exercise stretching is promoting muscle recovery. Stretching contracted and tense muscles after exercise improves blood circulation and accelerates waste product removal. Especially fatigue substances like lactic acid are removed faster, reducing next-day muscle soreness. The second effect is improved flexibility. Stretching when your body is warm from exercise is much more effective than stretching when cold. This is because muscles and connective tissues stretch more easily when warm. Here's another amazing research result. According to experiments conducted by the German Institute for Sport Science, groups that performed 15 minutes of static stretching after exercise showed 40% lower muscle stiffness 24 hours later, compared to groups that didn't stretch. The third effect is psychological stability. Post-exercise stretching activates the parasympathetic nervous system, reducing tension and lowering cortisol, the stress hormone. This leads to better sleep quality and overall improved condition. Physiological differences created by stretching timing. So what exactly are the physiological mechanisms of pre- and post-exercise stretching on our bodies? Understanding this makes clear why timing is important. Before exercise, muscles are in a resting state. At this time, muscle temperature is lower than usual, and blood supply is limited. Forcibly stretching muscles in this state can cause microscopic damage to muscle fibers and temporarily dull the muscle's neuromuscular activation patterns. After exercise, muscles are in a completely different state. When body temperature has risen and blood circulation is active, muscles and connective tissues become more flexible. Stretching at this time can effectively relax muscles without injury risk. Also, after exercise, metabolic byproducts, like lactic acid, accumulate in muscles. Appropriate stretching helps eliminate these waste products, accelerating muscle recovery. From a neurological perspective, it's even more interesting. Before exercise, the central nervous system needs to prepare to activate muscles. But static stretching actually reduces muscle reflex sensitivity. However, after exercise, the goal is to calm the excited nervous system. So static stretching is helpful. Optimal stretching strategies by sport type. Not all sports require the same stretching strategy. Stretching methods should vary according to sport characteristics. Let's first look at sports requiring explosive power. In activities like sprinting, jumping, and weight training, pre-exercise static stretching can be particularly harmful. Instead, more time should be invested in dynamic warm-up. Endurance sports present a different situation. In long-duration activities like marathons or cycling, research shows light pre-exercise stretching can improve muscle endurance. Sports where flexibility is important need special approaches. In gymnastics, dance, or yoga, stretching is needed both before and after exercise. But intensity and methods should differ. Team sports require complex approaches. In sports like soccer or basketball that demand various movements, comprehensive pre-exercise, dynamic warm-up, and post-exercise, full body stretching are both important. Age and gender differences in stretching. Surprisingly, optimal stretching methods also vary by age and gender, due to differences in hormones, muscle structure, and flexibility. Young men typically have more muscle mass and higher testosterone levels, making muscles relatively prone to stiffness. Therefore, sufficient post-exercise stretching time becomes even more important, especially concentrated stretching of lower body muscle groups. Women generally have higher flexibility than men, but estrogen's influence can make ligaments looser, so excessive pre-exercise stretching might cause joint instability. Middle age and beyond requires different approaches. As we age, muscle and connective tissue elasticity decreases, so pre-exercise warm-up time should be longer and post-exercise stretching should be gentler. Especially after age 40, joint range of motion begins to gradually decrease. From this period, maintaining flexibility through post-exercise stretching becomes very important for long-term health. Danger signs of wrong stretching. Many people make fatal mistakes when stretching that actually increase injury risk. First is bouncing stretching. This method stimulates muscle stretch reflexes, actually making muscles more tense. In severe cases, it can cause muscle or ligament tears. Second is excessive intensity. Stretching so hard that you feel pain can damage muscle fibers or connective tissue. Proper stretching should feel slightly tense but never painful. Third is holding your breath. Stopping breathing during stretching makes muscles more tense, reducing stretching effectiveness. Maintaining deep, regular breathing is important. Fourth is time distribution mistakes. Focusing only on specific areas or stretching for too short periods makes it difficult to see effects. Each area needs at least 30 seconds of stretching, covering the whole body evenly. New facts revealed by latest research. Let me introduce new facts revealed by recent sports science research that are completely changing stretching concepts. According to research published in 2023, short static stretching of 5 minutes or less before exercise showed no negative impact on exercise performance. The problem was long static stretching of 10 minutes or more. Another interesting discovery is that stretching effects vary according to individual genetic characteristics. People with ACTN3 gene variations respond differently to stretching than the general population. Research on fascial release is also noteworthy. Results are emerging that foam roller fascial release might be more effective than traditional static stretching for performance improvement and recovery. From a neurological perspective, new discoveries show that stretching doesn't simply elongate muscles, but changes the nervous system's pain threshold, allowing greater range of motion. Immediately applicable guidelines for real life. Now I'll provide specific guidelines you can start practicing today. Starting with pre-exercise routine first, raise body temperature with 5 to 10 minutes of light aerobic exercise. Next, perform dynamic movements of major joints 10 to 15 times each. Finally, practice movements you'll use in actual exercise at low intensity. Post-exercise routine goes like this: immediately after exercise, walk lightly for 5 minutes to gradually lower heart rate. Then perform static stretching on major muscle groups for 30 seconds each. Total time should be about 15 to 20 minutes. Stretching intensity should maintain tension at about 6 to 7 points on a 10-point scale. If you feel pain, immediately reduce intensity. Continue breathing during stretching. A rhythm of breathing in for 4 seconds and out for 6 seconds is recommended. If today's video was useful, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Share your stretching experiences and questions in the comments too.